all got to really knuckle down and get together and just slipstream with each other, draft with each other, push each other along, or else Laurens Van Hoppen will escape into the distance. So Larocque is now being closed in on by Plug. Will Plug look to the inside? Well, Hofbeck looking to the inside of Plug, and Larocque takes a wide line into turn number 2. Plug seizes the opportunity, takes over second place. Hofbeck goes with him. Larocque slips back to 4th place. Now, will we see Larocque fight back, or will he get his nose cone onto Hofbeck's rear bumper as they head down the back straight? There he is, perfect example, and he just slipstreams past Bart Plug with Louis Hofbeck. So it's Hofbeck into P2. Has that helped them? That is what they're going to have to do, not what they're doing now, because Plug and Larocque are back side by side. You can see Bart Plug almost looking over at Diego Larocque to say, well, come on, what are we going to do? Van Meert in cart number 912 is right behind them in 5th position. Then it's Mertens, Amaury Mertens, Max Meyer and Kimi Abraham. Max Meyer has slipped back a little bit, and Max and Kimi are involved in their own private dice over 7th place. And that's now 3 seconds behind this battle that we're looking at on screen. Larocque in 2nd, Plug, Hofbeck and Van Meert. But whilst this is a good battle to watch, it's not helping them catch Laurens Van Hoppen, who, as we start lap 4 out of 7, now leads by nearly 2.5 seconds. Hofbeck back to 3rd at the expense of Plug. Now Sita Van Meert moves into position to maybe take over 4th place, although she perhaps quite sensibly decides to just hang back and wait in line. Fastest lap of the race to the race leader, Laurens Van Hoppen, 1 minute 10.155 seconds. Well, that is 0.2 quicker than Diego Larocque's personal best. We see Hofbeck now challenging Plug. Diego Larocque has escaped a little bit. Diego Larocque is now 5 or 6 kart lengths in front of Laurens Van Hoppen, and Diego Larocque is actually going quicker than Van Hoppen on this lap. Through the 2nd sector, there's 3 timing sectors on this circuit. Our Apex timing partners doing a fantastic job as always, and Larocque is quicker than the race leader on this particular lap. And as Plug, Van Meert and Hofbeck continue to scrap, Larocque has now pulled out a 1 second lead on them. There goes Hofbeck into turn number 2, into P3, although Bart Plug on the outside hanging tough, and Plug will have the inside line for turn number 3. He holds on. Sita Van Meert watching all this unfold with interest, and Amaury Mertens is not too far behind this scrap in 6th position, as Hofbeck and Plug once again side by side. Laurens Van Hoppen's lead is still 2.5 seconds. And barring disaster, oh, Plug up the inside going into turn number 6 there, riding over the inside curve and almost clattering into Louis Hofbeck, but Plug backed out of it, and that scrap has brought Amaury Mertens not only into play, but Amaury has now passed Sita Van Meert, so that's Mertens in cart number 923, the predominantly purple cosmic coloured cart, and Plug back to the inside of Hofbeck for 3rd going into turn number 11. Now around the final corner, Van Hoppen has started lap 6. So has Larocque. The gap 3 seconds. And Larocque has pulled 2 seconds out on this scrap for 3rd place. Hofbeck to the inside once again. And Mertens is going to make it 3 wide into turn number 2. Amaury Mertens goes from 5th to 3rd. Hofbeck is going to get squeezed out by Sita Van Meert. Is he? No. Hofbeck holds on through turn number 3, and now Mertens and Plug side by side. And you can see how great this circuit is for overtaking, because if you make a move going into a corner, you'll simply get repassed on the exit, and there's lots of kind of crossover moves, overcuts, undercuts, and of course it's good to watch. But this battle could be for 2nd place. It's actually for 3rd, because they have just allowed Diego Larocque to clear off into the distance, and Larocque will be looking over his shoulder thinking, thank goodness for that, and escaped through turn number 10 with Mertens, Plug, Hofbeck and Van Meert. There goes Bart Plug back to the inside at turn number 11. Louis Hofbeck sees half an opportunity to take 4th place, but Amaury Mertens slams the door, and now Mertens will try and get the slipstream into turn number 2. Hofbeck is going to try and cut underneath Mertens. Now Plug beginning to defend. This is the final lap, so Bart Plug for the first time defends tightly going into turn number 2. And here comes Mertens and Hofbeck side by side through turn number 3. They're going to run each other a little bit wide, and Sita van Meert makes it 3 wide, but she's on the outside line through turn number 4. That's going to cost them all momentum down the back straight, and that one move has probably given Bart Plug third place. You can see coming into turn number 5 now, Bart Plug is 12-15 kart lengths up the road. Mertens, Hofbeck and Van Meert still squabbling over 4th, but up at the front we haven't seen much of him. That's because he has simply driven away from everybody else. It's Laurens van Hoppen, kart number 913. Here comes the Dutchman into turn number 11 on the CRG kart. The WJS racing driver will be thinking to himself, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought. 1 corner to go, the checkered flag awaits, and Laurens van Hoppen takes the win in the opening Mini X30 race of the day here at Salbris in France. Diego Larocque 4.2 seconds down in 2nd place, and the battle of the 3rd was settled in the favour of Bart Plug, and Louis Hofbeck eventually beat the 2 Belgians home into 4th place. Mauri Mertens in 5th, Sita van Meert in 6th, Max Meyer 7th, and Kimi Abraham finishes in 8th position. And to give you an idea